I'm hosting TMC. Now you're all welcome to come. I'll pick it up. Anyways, I'm going to talk about my favorite, which is birthdays.
Did I do the wrong thing?
Yep, so this was inspired by a tweet about a week ago from Rebecca Peterson. For those of you who are at TMC 13, I remember she introduced us to Friday Letters. And I know she has a lot of cool strategies for building relationships with students. And so she asked about how people celebrate birthdays, and that's one of my favorite things. So, all I do is have a spot on my whiteboard all year designated for shouting out students' birthdays, and that's my favorite way to build relationships with students. So I just do it weekly, and so some of the reasons it's my favorite. First of all, it's just really simple and cheap. It doesn't take me a lot of time. And so just like logistically, I make a spreadsheet at the beginning of the year, just right from my grade book, and then kind of highlight it and keep track of it. When I get new students added, I just put them on the bottom and then kind of keep up with it that way. And like I said, all I do, this is the only picture I could find in my classroom, but I just take one section of the whiteboard, doesn't take me a lot of time or space, and just keep updating it throughout the year. So from the tweet, I learned a lot of other ideas of people who take it further. I don't know if Pam's still here, but she also has done 5 points extra credit on cupcake stickies. Sarah Carter said that she does birthday stickers that her students love, and then somebody tweeted you can get 100 birthday stickers on Amazon for under $5. And then I think my favorite one, Alyssa Miller is still here, she said that there's a chair cover of cupcakes, so that says happy birthday, that you can put on students' seats. So then Rebecca tweeted back to her that she found one, things like that on Pinterest, that just other ways to acknowledge students' birthdays. So you can definitely take it to the next level, and I might start doing some of these things this year. But this year, my students would say, it's my birthday, what do I get? And I'd just be like, you get a running high five or something, but you can definitely add to it as much as you want. So that's fun. And then I think the main thing, it just makes everybody more positive, because who doesn't like birthdays? And it was the last thing I would do every Friday before I leave for the weekend is update the birthday board, so it left me feeling for the weekend on a good note. And then just even in the middle of class, if there was a lull or a weird moment, and just be like, hey, there's 2 birthdays in this class this week, or just an extra way to infuse something fun but really quick. And then the last thing and the most important thing is that students really like it. And I teach all freshmen, so they're all turning 14, 15, or 16. And at first I was like, there's no way they're going to buy into this, but they really did. So students would come up to me in the beginning class and be like, Miss, my birthday's coming up. And I was like, oh, next week? And they're like, no, in 2 months and 5 days. It just gave them an easy entry point of something to talk to me about. And I, not was forced, but had the opportunity to talk to every student, because everybody has a birthday, and just acknowledge them even for a little moment of, hey, how's your birthday? What are you doing to celebrate? Something like that. So, this also is also my favorite analogy of teaching functions. So in the beginning of the year, I would just put the name, put the birthday, but then throughout the year, as we start learning input, output, domain, and range, I would start putting birthdays in tables. I haven't done a graph yet, but if you want to go to the next one. My students have the most difficulty, I think, visualizing coordinate mapping, so sometimes I would just throw that in there and just kind of mix it up every week. And I think where this is the most helpful, or how I learned about it in my district, is the analogy, or being able to tell if a relation is a function. Because I think I've seen a lot of people talk about toasters or machines and input-output, which I think definitely helps connect with students. And then they start to understand the idea that every input can only have one output. But if you go to the next one, where that doesn't really connect for my students is things like this. So my students, to me and my students, they both look weird, and they don't really make me think of toast. I can try to explain, well, pieces of bread, it can all give you toast, but it's just like, it's not where their minds naturally go. So I like to try to put things that they see every day, people and relationships, into function. So how I do that in my class is, when we start building on it, this is definitely possible. Kat and Tina can have the same birthday, and that happens a lot of weeks. But then some weeks, this can't happen, and you're having 2 birthdays, and so that's one of the ways I used to introduce it in the beginning of the year, and that just connects when I have them explain. They can visualize that a lot better, that no, that's not possible for Andy to have 2 birthdays. So I'll just throw that up there in February after we learn it throughout the year, and then students will eventually catch it. The next one, sometimes right away, someone will go up and say, no, like, Andy, that's not possible, you can't have 2 birthdays, but then at the end, they'll say, like, happy birthday anyways. So that's what's been able for me to carry on throughout the year. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.